Here we go. All right. Let's see what we got going on here today. Bear with me. All right. Welcome. Only my second or third time doing this. Hopefully this goes well and according to plan. So let's see. We got this main camera angle. We got the Gigboard. But so let's start here. If you stop in, please say hello. Let's see. If you don't stop in, that's fine. This is Monday morning at 10 a.m. Bad time to be doing this, but it's the only time I had. So what I want to do today, I am a new user of the Headrush Gigboard. I did an unboxing in my last video if you want to check it out. Hold on a second here. I want to just add a border in. Here we go. How's that? Got that. I want to add the border here. Yeah, so that's what we're going with. Kind of holiday festive. All my social media stuff, if you need to get in touch with me, you want to check other stuff out, my website. But I'm going to grab got my main guitar right here. Put this on. And we'll plug in and we'll get some levels. Make sure I don't blast you guys with this stuff. Alright. So my whole reasoning for doing this is one of my favorite amps of all time is the Friedman BE-100. I own one, had to sell it for various reasons. Now I got this gig board. It's really my backup rig. I use a Kemper, usually live, but I will use this gig board from time to time, just so I can, if I really want to streamline my rig. So what I attempted to do, and I've already done this, I'm not going to bore you going through building the whole BE-100 rig. Let's go down to here. So let me move this camera a little bit. I'm not sure if this is actually going to show anything. What I want to do, hold on a second, guys. It seems like this is not picking up. The camera is pretty much stationary. So what I want to do, just want to refresh this. Yeah, you're getting you're just getting a static feed right now from that camera. So let's try to get that sorted out before we I promise you it was working before I came on here, and I knew this was going to happen. So let me go back to that angle and just bear with me. It's going to go dark for a second there, and I'm going to add in, call this iPad. Let's see if we got it. There we go. So now you should be seeing the iPad moving a little bit. So I want to get it on an angle where you can see the whole thing. That should be good enough. I'm going to shut the iPad volume off. All right. All right, back to me. If anybody's here, the chat is open. Say hello. If not, leave your comments. If you enjoy this kind of thing, you can kind of look down. Where is it? Right over here. That's my YouTube channel. Go and even down below, hit the like and the subscribe and all that stuff. I'll mention it again at the end. All right, so let's go back to that. So what I did, I have two different versions of this BE-100 that I built yesterday and this morning. And I put a lot of the effects that I use normally are in here, but the main components. Now, for this one, I use the Elite 800 100 watt, and on the other one, I believe I used the SLO. I think it's the Crunch. We'll check that in a little while. Those seem to be the two that I could get closest to. Now, the other main thing was I didn't use any of the stock cabinets in it. I used an Ownhammer 412 Friedman V30 and Greenback 25 mix, because that's actually, if you know the Friedman stuff, that's what's in his cabinets. And that actually got it. I mean, I'm not going to say this is an exact match for for using if you want to have the Friedman tone, but to my ears anyway, my blocked ears, because I have double ear infection still going, it may sound completely different to you, but to my ears it's usable. It's usable, and from what I remember from my BE-100, it got close to that. And also I went onto YouTube and I played the video from Friedman that Phil X demoed the BE-100. Kind of went back and forth with that to try to get this tone. Reverb, I use the 11. I use a small plate. Really, there's not much to it. I'm not a big effects guy, even though I have a lot of this, everything's full, but I don't use all this stuff at once. I just like to have it there. So let's play. So what I'm going to do is, if I play with this camera on, this camera angle, you're going to get the direct tone, but you're also going to get the mic that I have set up here. So I can, either I can shut this off, and I'll have to keep doing that. And even in this, the same thing here, you're going to get both. Or if I go to the close-up of the guitar, you'll just get the direct. So if I start talking, you're not going to hear me. So first off, I want to know if anybody is here. Let me know first of all, if you can hear that. If it's too loud from my end, it looks like the levels are good. So hopefully I don't have to change anything. Let me switch the screen again. So basically what I have going on, let's go to my input. The gate, I don't really mess with the gate too much. It's right around there. I don't like it cutting too much. I like to have a little bit of noise coming through. So see, if I open the guitar, and I have a scratchy pot here going on too. Open the guitar, you can kind of hear it a little bit. Again, if you hear, let me know in the chat. Alright, so I'm going to stay away from the phaser and the flanger and all this stuff. So let's just start with the amp block. Like I said, the 800 lead, 100 watt. I kind of went off of the Phil X settings on the BE-100 video, except for the bass, because you got the bass up pretty high, and I actually had to take it down because it was too much coming from this amp model. Treble I left at 50. Presence I brought down. The preamp I brought up a little bit. I probably can go more, and I brought the master volume down because that was introducing more bass into the sound, which I did not like. I'm not really a... This has to sit in the mix, and with too much bass, obviously, it doesn't. So these are the settings. I mean, it's very simple. And then the IR, like I said, I did a low cut at 100, right around 100, and the high cut, I brought it down to 57, 54. It's not an exact number that I use, but to me, leaving it up too much, you get that that fizz sound that I don't like. So I thought right around there, it was, kind of halfway. And again, it's picking up on the other mic, but right there seems to be a good spot for me. For anyone else, probably sounds like, completely different, but that's what I like. The reverb, like I said, small plate. mix is down at 19, decay 28. And I also have, you'll hear that, I also keep a short delay on my rhythm stuff. And then when I need to add like a really, really pronounced delay, as you can see, big delay. So and that might even be a little too much. Feedback, I'm going to bring the feedback down and bring that mix down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Tail's always on, obviously. So let me shut that off and resave this. So this is the basic BE channel of the Friedman that I came up with. And I'm not going to be selling these, obviously, because I'm using own hammer. I mean, if anybody wants the settings, you can just go to this video and dial it in yourself. I'm not looking to make money off of this. So, and that's what the white boost is on, which with the white boost off, let me switch cameras. And for a clean tone, I didn't want to make a Friedman clean tone because I usually just use my volume on my guitar. So this is what that sounds like if I just bring the volume down a little and I switch to pickups. And I was putting the chorus on. I like having a little bit of chorus on for clean. So that's what I would do for clean. I mean, I probably will eventually make an actual clean tone and just set it up as in a set list to switch back and forth and all that stuff. So, but this was just a quick thing to try to work with a tone, a backup tone in case my Kemper goes down, close to what I really like. So let's just go through some of this stuff so you can hear, what the overdrive's on. You can hear what the phaser, the flanger, and the graphic EQ is only there for lead. I just have a gain. I put the gain up 3.5 decibels. Some guys like to go up 5, 6. I've even seen guys go up to 10. To me, that's way too loud. To me, personally, 3.5 seems to always work in a live situation. You're going to hear me playing a lot of Bon Jovi stuff. I'm not sure why my Alexa thing is talking over there. Alexa, stop, please. I must have said a magic word. But, yeah, so 3.5 is good for me for a lead. And you can see I set these. So what I normally would do, I would just set up rigs where anything I needed a phaser in would be on this rig. If I needed to use the flanger, it would be another rig, and the flanger would be here instead of phaser. The chorus, same thing. But I usually will always have a drive here, a big delay, and then boost the volume. So let's go into the phaser. Love Van Halen, but I don't play the stuff right. But that's okay. All right, so that's what I get from the phaser. Let's try the flanger. And the phaser and flanger, I always try to set it, kind of Van Halen settings. Those are always my favorite sounds as far as those effects go. And again, I think I use a flanger in one song in our set and the phaser a couple of times, but other than that, they're not used. that's the flanger. I mean, like I said, I'm not going crazy with effects. So let's try the. Now I have, as you can see, I got the white boost and the green JRCOD, which I want to say the white. And like I said, this is a new unit for me. The white boost is, I believe, something like OCD. If I'm wrong, please let me know. And obviously the green JRCOD is a green screamer. So I have the white boost set up, gain all the way down, level all the way up. Took the bass down, treble I left in the middle, and that's just to, you know, what the name is, just to boost the signal a little bit. So let's put that on. And that's, I mean, that's all it does, but it does it well, it seems. All right, so let's try the screamer. So I have that here. Let's turn that on. That's the screamer. Now let's try to put both of them on. The white boost going into that, it just beefs it up a little bit more and gets you kind of into close to the HBE channel of the BE-100. Maybe not quite as hairy, but close enough for my ears. So the two of them together, I mean, there was a little more, got a little bit more noise. The gate's taking away a lot of it. Get back to the bass tone. So I'm pretty happy with the way that sounds. I'll demonstrate the graphic EQ, which is basically just a volume boost. I don't use expression pedals. I've had them in the past. I just really, they just take up space for me. I would like, you know, I would use a wah from time to time, volume pedal maybe, but I'm not the type of guitar player where I'm, you know, standing on that pedal all the time and bringing in more delays or taking the gain down. I just do all that with my volume knob. So let's see what this graphic EQ sounds like. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to the other camera, so you're just hearing the direct sound. So while I'm playing, I'll hit a chord and I'll turn it on and off, so you'll hear the difference in volume, hopefully. So let's go to that. Very simple, the way I like it. Very simple. Now, like I said, I made two different versions of this. This one was with the 82 lead 100, 800, 100 watt. So now the other one, I'm gonna hold this down, go to rig. The other one is right here. And this actually has some different stuff on it. I have a harmonizer, an octave thing going on right here. But the amp here is the SL100 Crunch. You can see I turn the bass all the way down, the brights off, because to me the amp model is already bright enough. Treble and presence I got down. The mid I always bring up, and I got the master and the preamp kind of even. It wasn't introducing as much bass as the 800 was. As far as the IR, I have a different IR. I still got the Friedman, the Ownhammer Friedman 25 and 30, but I'm using the 57 on this one. And the low cut's around 100 again, and the high cut's similar to the last one. If anybody's here, say hello in the chat. I'm not even sure if it's working, but I just wanted to get this video going. Alright, so let's go back to... Everything is set up basically the same. I have a rotary instead of the chorus. The graphic EQ is set again for a 3.5 dB boost. I got the green OD, which I'm going to shut off for now. I don't have the white boost because this SLO had a little more gain to it than the 800, so I didn't need the two. The flanger and the phaser are fine, and like I said, we got the harmonizer, the octave. So let's switch to the other camera and we'll see what this one sounds like. And I'd be curious to see which one, whenever you do watch this, whenever you end up watching this, whether you're watching it right now live or you found it in 2 months from now, which one of these two rigs that I built that you prefer. So here we go. And that's that one. That's the SLO, SL. I'm guessing it's a Soldano. It has to be. So let's try that with the screamer on, and the screamer settings are drive at 50. I brought the tone all the way down because the SLO was already really bright, and I didn't want to make it even more bright, even though the Friedman BE-100 amp is a pretty bright amp. I just did it, to my ears the way I like it. That's that. Nothing earth-shattering. I'm sure many people have already dialed in a similar tone to this. This is just what I like and what my ears are hearing at this particular time. The delay, I call this, it's called long delay. I'm probably going to change it to big delay just to fit it in there. But so that pretty much, I mean, everything here is self-explanatory. Now, I use this, We Play Always by Bon Jovi. Like I said, I play in a Bon Jovi tribute, so you're going to be getting a lot of Bon Jovi riffs here. This is, hold on, let me just check something quickly. Okay. This is the rotary setting that I use, and I just, again, for a clean, this is in the verse and also the solo in Always. But the clean, I just turn the volume knob down. Cleans up pretty nicely, so let's hear it with the rotary on, which I think I have to change one thing here. Hold on a second. I'm trying to remember what I used on the other one. I think it was the same thing. Let me just hear it. Speed should be on. There we go. So we'll shut that off. We'll save, turn it back on, and we'll switch to the other mic. That's it, rotary. I gotta mess with that a little bit. I have it set differently in the other Friedman tone I came up with, which I think it sounds a little better. I gotta take a look at that, but that's basically it. If you did come in on the live stream, thank you for coming in. And let me get this guitar off. Please comment. And you know, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and all that stuff to everybody. Chuck Norris wishes you that. This was fun. I'm gonna do it again. The next live stream may be playing through some camper profiles that I do sell with a buddy of mine, but I'm not gonna get into that here. This is for the Headrush Gigboard. There it is, right there. Friedman tone. I'm pretty happy with the sound. Hopefully you like it. Please leave some comments. All my stuff is right here. If you want to check anything else out, I have some free stuff on my website that you can download, and my Instagram over here. Kind of hard to find these things on Instagram. I put all kinds of different photos. It's just not just guitar. Facebook and Twitter I don't use as much, but it's there. And then my YouTube channel. I gotta get used to this. My YouTube channel is right there. So hit like if you like it, subscribe, and take care. And I will be back soon. We'll try to improve on this. See ya.